Good morning. Good morning. Hello, happiness. Hello, happiness. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. I'm Valerie Shepherd. I am coming to you live in the Bliss Collective and live from the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. How are you doing? Looks like some of my things are not, I can't tell if the buttons are all working, so bear with me as we get all this going. One of these days I'm going to do it so perfectly you're not going to hear me say that. Promise. Good morning. It's another hump day, another happy hump day here. That's alliteration, which I love. It's another happy hump day here. Woohoo! Kind of, because there's a D in there. But anyway, good morning. How are you doing? I'm so grateful to have you join me for this live in the Bliss Collective. Hello, Blissers. I'm Valerie Shepherd, the founder and CEO of the Hartley Center and the Bliss Collective. Well, I'm the chief bliss journey person in the Bliss Collective. We don't need a founder and CEO and none of that stuff. It's not a company. Anyway, I'm so grateful to be here. So glad to have you here. And this topic today is a really big one. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're, we're talking about parties today. Have you invited the divine to your party? So we're talking about partying. So I hope that you're going to be able to connect to this idea and that your life is, in fact, feeling like you're maybe not partying, but that it has all the best things that you like about a party. Laughter, music, a good vibe, great connection, a lot of time to just let your hair down and be you, 100% you, feeling safe in your skin and being authentic and real, just having the time of your life in your life. Having the time of your life in your life. Yeah, it would be awesome for every day to be like that. So we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. I just want to say again, welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you're listening to the replay, please make sure do a hashtag replay and say, hey, I'm listening to the replay. I would love that. If you have questions, please type them in. And if you type them in the chat, if you're in the replay, I can answer them. And here in the Bliss Collective, we have this thing going on Fridays called Ask Valerie, hashtag Ask Valerie. And I love questions because it helps me serve you better. And that's what I'm here for. It's really not to hear myself talk. I'm here to support you to have the kind of bliss that I've been able to find, even in the midst of whatever's going on in my life, in my party, in my party. So please use Ask Fridays, but you don't have to wait till Friday to ask a question. You may ask them at any time. And here's another one. When you apply the teachings, when you go, you know what, I did that, and here's what happened. Like when you do the deep breathing exercises or you listen to another happy chat and it gives you a list of things that could help you through a situation and you do it, it would be lovely for you to share your story. You don't have to share all the details. It doesn't have to be a novel. It could just be a couple of sentences that says, hey, I did this deep breathing and here's what happened. Or I did that gratitude thing and here's what happened. And there's a real good reason for that. Number one is when you go into, hey, I'm going to share and tell someone how to do it mode, you actually deepen your own awareness, understanding, embodiment, and connection to whatever that is you're teaching, right? So it takes you to a deeper level in you. Forget about whether they get it or not. So just the act of saying, I think I'm going to codify this. I'm going to share what I did. That really helps take you on the next leg of your journey. It's a real powerful tool for your own advancement, for you to go into a mode of sharing or teaching or expressing what you learned. And you don't have to do it from the place of, I've already done it, been there, done that, I know how to do everything. You don't need to come from that place. You can just come from the place of, this is a self-loving act that is helping me with these steps I'm taking. I'm going to share what's going on with me. you may find that as soon as you do, or even in the process of doing it, new awarenesses come to you. And that's pretty cool. So remember, we want to remind ourselves that everyone who sees this, we're in a collective. And part of that is you never have to feel like you're alone. And so sharing with others helps them see, oh yeah, there are other people in here doing that. I don't have to be embarrassed about what's going on with me. I don't have to be afraid to share the truth. I don't have to wear a mask and pretend that everything's all right. I can just be honest and authentic and real, and I can share and I can help someone else. I mean, don't you love it when someone says, I had the same question right after you asked a question that you thought was stupid? Or when someone goes, oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. I haven't even known how to put words to it, but that's what I was feeling. Right after you shared from your heart, their heart opened up and they shared from theirs as well. So come on, people, get into the game. Benefit yourself and notice how, in so doing, you do it with others. Remember, the Bliss Collective, one of our missions, like what is our mission? We are a community on a mission, right? We have a commitment to be on this mission, to serve and support others, to spiral higher into themselves and deeper into who they are and their consciousness, so that we can birth more peace, love, joy, and freedom all across the planet, one person at a time, starting with each of us. It's a big calling, but it can also be fun and enriching and life-giving and sweet and precious and beautiful. And remember, always you can PM me. If you don't want to go live and broad with everything, you're welcome to reach out to me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So today's title, have you invited the divine to your party? What party am I talking about? I'm talking about the party of your life. Like, what would happen if you just shifted the idea of what life is? I hear life is a struggle. I'm not going to date myself by telling you how old I am, but let's just say that in my younger days, we used to say, and I think I did say this, I know a lot of people around me said this, life is full of crap and then you die. Like, not something really beautiful to look forward to living. Sounds pretty crappy, eh? Yeah, life's full of crap and then you die. Not cool. Not what I wanted. Not at all what I wanted. But what if? What if? Because what we're about here in the Bliss Collective, if you see me looking around, it's because I'm watching all the, I'm checking on all the, what do you call them, controls, and making sure I'm doing this correctly so that you're getting the benefit of what I'm saying in the best way, highest possible way. But I'm letting that go now. Taking a deep breath, I'm coming fully present just with you. So the deal is, although that statement isn't really true about that's all that life is, life can have some pretty difficult things going on in it, right? Tough situations can take everything we've got and then some. I mean, everything we've got. You're dealing with stress and anxiety and maybe a little depression. There are times when I have thought that I was in a depression and actually tried, what do you call them? Antidepressants. Didn't last long for me. I didn't like the side effects, but for some people, those are life-saving, life-giving. And I encourage and invite people to find what works for them to get through difficult times. And here's one of the things I'm offering. So we deal with overwhelm. We deal with the loss of a precious being. For me, it was a precious pet. There's also the loss of my father, loss of friends, not from them leaving the planet, but we're not friends anymore for whatever reason. A change in direction in your life. And maybe instead of like a crossroads or a fork, right? Or you're going to go down one direction instead of another. Maybe everything stops and there's not even any direction to go. I know that a lot of people are dealing with that one today, like just unbearable stagnation, or so it seems. Or so it seems. Everything comes to a screeching halt, and yikes, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know how to fix it, if I'm supposed to fix it. What am I supposed to do to exit myself from this situation that I no longer want, is no longer benefiting me? It can be tough to be in any of these situations, in any of them. Just pick one, and that's enough. That's enough. And we're hardwired for survival. Like, we're hardwired for that. Do you understand what that means? That means there's an aspect of you, the reptilian brain, the limbic brain, the amygdala. There's a part of you that is going to go for survival every time. Whenever the going gets tough, it's going to go for the cushiest, safest place it can possibly be, even if it's just emotional fear that you're feeling. It's just looking at like a blank sheet of paper, and you got to figure out what goes on that blank sheet of paper. Just approaching someone and asking for a date, having a conversation about the new job or the promotion or the bonus. These are not life-threatening situations, but they can mimic those in our bodies, in our neuroscientific system called ourselves. Ha ha ha. We're hardwired for survival, and fear is a powerful catalyst that can move us back into action to get the heck out of Dodge, whatever Dodge is, when the going gets unbearably tough. So when the party stops being fun, we want out. When the party stops being fun, we want out. Yikes. So many situations in my life have made me pray to be delivered to the other side. Whether it was a bad breakup or a breakup at all. If I didn't want the breakup, that's a bad breakup. Mistakes that I've made with my judgment on maybe whether I should trust this situation or trust that person, or trust myself trusting that person, saying yes to that person, whether it was a business situation or a personal situation, a financial situation. I had several whoopsie daisies that were financial, that landed me in very tough situations, very tough circumstances, bad results, bad business dynamics, where, I was looking at myself as the problem. And the dynamics were just going from bad to worse. And I really didn't know what to do to stop it. So I just wanted out. Get me out of here. I used to talk about this is going to date me, talking about the show Bewitched, and boink, transporting myself out, or getting onto the transporter on Star Trek and, beam me out of here, Scotty. Any kind of reference where I could snap my finger and just be gone. Calgon, take me away. I'm in a new place, a new time, and none of the circumstances here are there. You ever feel that way? If you feel that way and you're listening to the replay, type heck yeah. Type yes. I felt that way. Get me out of here. Like you can't get out fast enough. Yes. So here's the question. And this really isn't about religious practice. It's not about praying to a God. But when we get into this space, if that's what you do, praying to the divine, that's what I do. I pray to the divine, and that divine energy of unconditional love I refer to as God. So depending on however you interact with that highest power, or maybe you don't interact with a higher power other than yourself, it's totally fine. So just make these fit your circumstance and your practices and your beliefs and values. But I've been in that situation, and what I've asked for was to get out of it. Get me out of it. Get me out of here. Why is this happening? I need out. Please rescue me. Please save me from this. And sometimes it was, please save me from myself. Truth be told, it's usually that. I've mentioned this quote before from Robert Frost: the only way out is through. And that means that when we're going through these kinds of jam-like situations, everything's jammed up in life, we want out. But maybe what's best for us is actually getting through. And if that's the case, so going through it, in other words, the notion of the only way out is through, is that something in the through living of it, the through line of it, the actual being with the situation, being me in the situation, watching myself in the situation, fly on the wall, experiencing myself in the situation, watching me from in retrospect, going, oh, wow, that's what I was doing? Huh, what was I thinking? Like going through all of that as I go through the situation is where the highest opportunity is for me in my life, in my growth, the perseverance, the tenacity, the fluidity, the acceptance, the allowing, the receiving of grace is what I'm supposed to get from the situation. And I can't actually get those things at the level that's necessary for where I am in my life right now without this experience. And actually getting out of the experience means I need another experience in order to get the growth that would have come from that one. Okay, are you with me now? Take a deep breath. This doesn't mean that your life is just going to be a series of tough circumstances because you need that in order to grow. That's not what I'm saying. We can grow very well through beautiful circumstances. I've done that a lot. And sometimes the growth has to come from something else. And we get to decide how long that something else sticks around, the depth and breadth of that something else. We get to decide, believe it or not. Life is not happening to you. You are not an innocent bystander. You do have causal nature. So what if, in this idea of I am the master and commander, I am the mistress and commandress, how about in that idea, in bringing that to life in your life, you were to say, instead of get me out of here, you were to say, could you come in here with me and help me and guide me and teach me and support me and show me? What about that? What about remembering that the divine is always with you? It's in you. That the causal nature that you are is the divine within you. That you are always already a divine manifestation, having the qualities through image and likeness of an immortal, eternal soul being self. What? Yeah. Oh yeah. Step 1 in my 4-step process of living happy to be me is to wake up to the truth of who and what you are. You are a divine being, an integrated human and spiritual self. The dynamics of the spiritual self are always there at the ready to be activated by you, for you, from you, to you, in your life. And when else would be a better time, a more precious time, a more suitable time than to activate your superpowers in service to your own evolution through the journeys of your life? Yes. Are you feeling me? Is it being activated in you? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Bring it on, sister. Keep on telling me. So, what if you activate curiosity when things start getting kind of meh and the party starts feeling kind of ugh and everything starts going pew? What if you were to go, yay, evolution's about to happen right now with me. What's coming? What's in this for me? What if you were able to do what this quote says? I love this quote from our author and motivational speaker Vivian Green. You might have heard it. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. Love that. Juicy, delicious, and if you haven't ever danced in the rain, I encourage you to do so. I'm reminded of a time when I was in Bali, Indonesia, and it was during monsoon season, and it was like a deluge was coming down, and we were under a covered thatched it was open air dining room, but it was covered, and so you could hear the rain pelting the roof, which sounds so beautiful in a thatched roof, and you could see the twinkle. Like there were several of us eating together and laughing and just looking out at sheets. I mean, it was sheets of water. And you could see the moment when the delight and the curiosity and the idea started passing without a word being spoken from person to person. You could see the twinkles in our eyes. And the next thing I knew, we were all fully clothed, out dancing in the rain and mudsliding and all kinds of kooky stuff, including rinsing off in the swimming pool. So what if you could do that? Who cares about waiting for the storm to pass? And believe me, I have done that a lot, especially when I'm worried about what my hair is going to look like, the buckwheat experience that's going to happen with my hair when it gets watered up. So what if you could do that? What if you could be that? Who are you being when you think you're being you? What if you could be your higher self? What if you could know, oh, my higher self would want me to do this. I think I'll say yes. I think I'll say yes. So rather than wish to be rescued from somebody or something, rescued from the situation, why not invoke the power of your higher self and call in your witnesses, your guides, your support, your superheroes, your superhuman abilities to get you through it? I have a reminder of that sitting on, I have a lamp right next to me, and I have this thought. Everything in my life works now and forevermore. My life works beautifully. These are my Louise Hay power thought cards. I have them sprinkled around. This is one of my favorite things. When I start going, I have no idea how to deal with this. I'm so upset. I'm so ashamed. I'm so sad. I'm so whatever, flummoxed. And yeah, sometimes it's angry. And sometimes it's guilty because I'm looking at something I did and wondering, what was I thinking? So being in your highest self doesn't mean none of the low vibration energy comes. Being in your higher self means whenever the low vibration energy shows up, you are best equipped to transverse through it and then to transition up out of it, to spiral to a higher level. You get to neutral faster and you go back up faster. You don't hang out down there waiting to be rescued. You rescue yourself. You put on your superhero cape and you rescue yourself. Life is not about waiting for the storms to pass. Notice I added an S there, storms to pass. I don't know anyone who's only had one. It's about learning to dance, and I'm going to add joyfully, childlike, wonderfully, playfully, incessantly in the rain. Dance in the rain. So here are a couple of to-dos, a couple of tips. So number one, do you know what it's going to be? Ride your breath. Number one, you feel yourself out of control. You feel like life is kind of flip-flopped on you and you need to get out of here. The first thing to do to quiet the panic, right? That's just the limbic brain saying, run, 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 run. The first thing to do, quiet the panic, is to breathe deeply. You'll hear the limbic brain quieting down. Now again, this is my disclaimer. This is not in an actual moment of danger. Physical danger, don't breathe. Get the hell out. But when we're dealing with emotional fear, stress, anxiety, worry, overwhelm, quiet that aspect of you by taking a couple of deep breaths. Equalize the inhale, the hold, and the exhale. 4 breaths in, 4 on the hold, 4 on the exhale. I do that and I automatically just quiet down. It takes practice, but you're up for it. Practice quieting. Deep breathing, it oxygenates your blood, oxygenates your brain. It gives you the ability to see different options and to choose more readily from present moment awareness rather than from triggered awareness. The trigger of, oh my gosh, I got to get out of here. Have you ever done that? Run away and then you look back and go, oh, that wasn't a spider. I've done that. That was just a twig that looked like a spider. Exactly. Go ahead and laugh. It's fun to laugh. So you look back and you're like, oh, they weren't calling me a name. They were talking to themselves. Oh, that wasn't about to happen. That was something completely different. Have you ever done that? Yeah, because your limbic brain said, get the heck out. And you ran away before you could actually see that what was unfolding either had nothing to do with you or gave you an opportunity to go to a new level. Yeah, now what if you could be in that? Rest in it with your most capable superpower, super empowered self. Like, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I can be that. Yeah, bring it on. Self, God, angels, the divine, my ancestors, archangels, like, hey, come on in here with me. Show me how I do this better. Show me what elevates my consciousness. Show me, be with me, walk with me, talk with me, show me. Gratitude. So first, deep breathe, come into the present moment. Number 2, my number 2 is always this going into the high vibration, gratitude. What's my quote? When the going gets tough, get going into gratitude. So that means what in this situation is an opportunity for me to be grateful? How can I call out and like really, really let myself know, activate that place inside me that really gets turned on and tuned into higher vibrations when I give it those higher vibrations? And what happens when I'm tuned in and turned on by higher vibrations? They have to show up in my outer world. It's law of reflection. It's law of karma. It's law of attraction. When you are steeped in that, that shows itself to you in your outer realm. There are no accidents. This is higher law. Bliss comes from working in harmony with universal law. You have to understand the law, and you get opportunities every day of your lives to activate those laws. Breathe. Gratitude. I like affirmative prayer next. I like to actually affirm my higher self is here and I am getting the most out of this moment. So, affirmative prayer, I like to say also that it opens a field. It activates your inner higher self. It's a way that you step back onto firm ground when you might have been like a little wobbly in the nothingness, in the chaos that can be induced when you are gripped by fear. So affirmative prayer. So it quiets the small you that's looking for safety and gives really the most powerful form of the safety net, which is, I know that I'm a divine being. I know that I am already everything I need to deal with whatever shows up. I am now hearing the perfect guidance in the perfect way for me to easily understand and act on it. The divine, perfect new opportunity is showing itself to me right now, and I am taking advantage. The healing that my body needs, the overcoming that I need, whether it's for addiction or for something else, the calm, the inner calm that is going to support the next step for me is mine now. So I make a declaration and I declare it with that kind of energy. I don't no, I declare it as though I know it's true unequivocally in this moment, mine now. And when I do that, I can just feel the power. I feel my back straighten. I feel the power. And then the last thing I do is I get into that imagination where Albert Einstein says that you can't use the consciousness that created a problem in order to overcome the problem. You have to use a new level of consciousness to do that. And the level that I like is fifth dimension. It's not third dimension intellect. I'm not trying to figure my way out of the box or the maze. I like fifth dimension, sixth dimension, seventh dimension. I'm going for the gusto. I'm going for the divine light, the divine energy. That's why I say call in the divine. Activate the divine that is already you in your cells. Activate that. And I do that by visualization, by activating my imagination of already being on the other side. One of my most favorite tools for this is the heart soak. And it's not my tool. This is heart math. The tool of going into heart energy. So I take whatever that concern, whatever that fear is, and I breathe through my heart to it, enveloping it in love, highest vibration on the planet, unconditional love. I see all the people, all aspects of the situation through the eyes of love. One of my favorite affirmative prayers. I am now seeing everything that I'm going through the eyes of love. That already changes my vibration and allows me to see the gifts in every circumstance. I am experiencing everything through the lens, the heart, the mind, the body, the soul, enveloped in unconditional love. And when you do these steps and you allow yourself to soak in the trouble, cover it with love, and breathe out the trouble, and just have the situation remain filled with love, filled with light. I believe and I've experienced a peace. Yes, the peace that can surpass all understanding, filling me up, tipping me over. And all of a sudden, whatever that was, ain't so bad anymore. So here's the moral of this story. Rather than wishing and praying for you to get out of a situation, how about inviting your superpowers and the divine, the omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient power that is you into the situation to support and serve you to get through it with grace and gratitude, with love, light, joy, harmony, with a rhythm, with delight, with sweetness. You can do it. Yes, yes, yes. Well, we've come to the end. I'm so grateful for your presence. If you're on the replay, hashtag replay, tell me what you got. Tell me what you're thinking, what you're feeling. I'm here every Wednesday for the Hump Day Happy Chat. This is where we come together to get some life hackings, some self-mastery now tips and tools, a place for you to sharpen your saw, take your game to the next level, and step into your bliss. And I always close the Hump Day Happy Chat with the Karanaya Metta Sutra. I posted in the Bliss Collective a meme with the words so you can find that and practice. I encourage you to use it all through your day. All through your day. And remember that you're included in these words. It's not a prayer for just other people. It's a prayer for you. The metta prayer, the prayer of loving kindness from the Buddha. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. Yay. May all beings awaken, awaken, awaken to the light of their true nature. And may all beings be free. Many blessings. Thank you so much for joining me here in the Bliss Collective for the Hump Day Happy Chat. Have a great week. See you soon. Bye.